let's start the pod. So, what episode is this? Episode 7. We watched I'm Here to Fix the Cable.
It's actually called episode 7?
The
podcast.
Yeah, no, it's episode 8.
Okay.
We did the Prey episode.
No, but I thought you were referring to the title of the video. But yeah, okay.
Episode 7, yeah, I should tell episode 7.
Yes.
No. Okay. So we watched We're Here to Fix the Cable.
Mm-hmm.
This one was an interesting one for me. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, it, like most of these videos, it took me back. I know I remember this was when we were on campus. We were on the university.
Yeah.
And you had specifically booked this like conference room
Mm-hmm.
that was available to be booked for pretty much anything.
Yes.
And so I know we had booked that to shoot something.
You could book it if you were a film student.
Yeah. Which
we weren't.
No.
But they let me do it because I told them that I was casting for a feature film or for a film project that we were going to be filming on campus as students at UCSB.
Right.
So they let it slide.
Right. Okay. And plus, I doubt the room was.
They were using it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking back, dude, there's a lot of rooms on like university campuses that just aren't in use.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish we could. Well, we probably can just walk in there, or just check out a university here, and then just walk into one. If we could drive to
UCLA because it's an open campus. We could just get on the campus. And
or like
around.
Even like CSUN, which is also pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close. But anyway, yeah, I know we had booked it for this idea, but we had an intention to film something specific, right?
Yeah. Okay, do you want to get into that? Or do you want to talk about the episode first and then get into that stuff, or you want to just jump all over the place?
Let's start with this stuff.
Okay, good, because you're going to forget.
The only thing I remember is that we were supposed to film something. I forgot if we had a concrete idea or not, but the long story is that I don't think we ended up filming that, or we... Okay. Either we changed our minds while we were there.
Okay.
And then I think we had basically decided to shoot this idea, this like potential like porn audition.
Porn audition, yeah.
Yeah. And we shot all of that, realized we didn't have sound, and then went back and reshot everything extremely quickly with sound.
You're super close.
Okay, what am I getting wrong?
Do you know why we originally got this room?
Was it actually to cast and do stuff?
Yeah.
Okay,
so this was when we had just started. We had just filmed the band, right? Mm-hmm. And we had pitched those ideas for I.V.P.D, right? And we knew that we wanted to go bigger with this new idea for I.V.P.D, which I don't think was called I.V.P.D yet. It was called something. It wasn't titled I.V.P.D. Oh, no, because we did episode 0, right? So it was I.V.P.D. Yeah. But I
do think you were contemplating with a different name.
I was. I didn't like I.V.P.D because I.V.P.D was just based off of Isla Vista Police Department.
Yeah, but nobody knew that.
And
because it was never contextualized.
It wasn't, and we changed it later on because it didn't make sense anymore because it wasn't in Isla Vista. But we wanted to go really big with the first episode, and I know you and Jack didn't want to act in it.
Yeah.
Not that you didn't want to, just you guys had rather not to act.
Yeah.
And so we actually talked about casting other actors at our college or who were in the area in the web series, right?
Yeah.
So I got the conference room to hold auditions. I set up flyers and I sent out things on Facebook in the film department web page, and told all of our friends to tell people, and so we could cast for I.V.P.D. And basically, what we were looking for was we weren't really looking for. I don't think we had written anything yet, but we were writing. We were looking for people who could act, and then we could write around them. And I know I wanted to use the same people for the band as well.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for people to be in the band and in I.V.P.D.
Okay.
Okay. And we were going to do. I think we did I.V.P.D. after this, or not I.V.P.D. We did the band after. So I was specifically looking for people to be able to play music instruments. Yeah. So that's what I was really looking for. Was people who could play musical instruments, or at least could fake it and had instruments that we could put in the band and like interview people for the band itself. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to film the interview process right then and there. Not only have those auditions, but film those auditions, and have that band process of like us interviewing bandmates because we were going to kick you out of the band.
That sounds like too much.
This is what was going to happen though. We were going to film the auditions and use those in the series, right? So it's like a 2-for thing, and then whoever we liked, we would pick and put them, and they would become actors in the series. And then if we liked them, they would double up inside I.V.P.D.
Did anybody actually respond?
Right. So no one showed up.
No, but did anybody respond?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I thought people were going to show up, but they didn't. And there's like a little bit of me inside that was like suspected that nobody was going to show up because I heard no one. 3 people liked the message on the film boards for UCSB's film page, which is like, if you wanted to be an actor, you should have shown up.
Maybe you should have reached out to the theater one too.
The theater department? Maybe.
At least for the acting part.
Possibly.
You know, they're the ones that are more likely to have actors.
I either did and didn't hear anything, or I couldn't find their page on Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, no one showed up, and I had the suspicion that like that would happen, but I was like, no, people are going to show up. But I was just in case. I told you and Jack that we were going to try and film something there, if nobody showed up.
Yeah.
So we got there, nobody showed up, and we rented the room out for I think 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, and about halfway through we decided no one's going to show up, so let's film something, right? Yeah. And I think Jack had the idea about a news type thing. And I don't know if it was my initial idea or Jack's initial idea, but Jack had the idea for the sportscaster. He talks like this. He's talking about sports, guys. We're gonna have baseball and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so he thought that would be a funny bit. So we literally filmed like a mock trial on it, where I played all the characters but the sportscaster, and Jack just played the sportscaster, and you played the camera guy. And so we were basically gonna do like a spoof, a parody of like Anchorman, right?
Yeah,
but like more new stuff and making fun of the sexism in the workplace, right?
That's Anchorman too.
Yeah, I know. We're basically doing Anchorman. I was trying to not say we were doing Anchorman, but yeah, I guess we're doing Anchorman. Yeah. And we shot all of it. We shot like a bunch of footage for it, and then we're like, oh, we still have like another hour and a half of the room, right? Like let's film another thing.
Yeah.
So I don't remember who pitched the idea for it, but I colored my beard with mascara. Like I brought my mascara with me, so I colored my beard in.
Yeah.
Which is what I was doing for
I.V.P.D.
I.V.P.D. was gonna to get a mustache. I had to color it in.
Yeah.
And so I just put it all on my beard, and we worked out the beats of the I'm here to fix the cable skit for the porn audition. We filmed like a bunch of different angles. We had a little, like more dialogue and a little bit more of the story. And then we finished, and I was like, hey, let me watch some of it. I just want to see it. And we rolled it, and we realized that we had no sound to anything that we shot that day. So we came up with basically 2 skits with no audio to it. I was like, okay, well, we don't have time to reshoot all of them. And the first skit was really more of an idea pitch than it really was anything else, just to see what it would look like.
Yeah.
And so we always thought, well, we could just come back and get the room another time and refilm that thing, right? So I was like, okay, I think maybe we had 10 or 15 minutes left of the room.
I don't think they were too strict on that either. I don't think anybody would have.
No one came to check in on us. No.
Yeah, no one checked in on us. I doubt anyone would have.
We could have had plenty of time,
unless like they were closing the building down or something.
Yeah. But we had 10 or 15 minutes left of the room, and I remember I was like, guys, like we could do this. We can really knock this out. We do 2 to 3 takes most, and then we're done. No matter what, we do 2 to 3 takes.
I remember thinking, I remember that I didn't want. I was like, I was so disappointed.
You and Jack did not want to do it.
Yeah, I know we didn't. I was like, fuck, we didn't get the sound. God damn it! And I don't want to do it all again.
No, but I was like, I want to do it because like this was a good idea, and I don't want to wait. I want to do the skit. We can do this. Like we just shot it all. We can knock this out.
Yeah.
And so in 10 minutes we refilmed every angle. There's actually a lot more footage that we shot that I just didn't use because it didn't work.
Yeah.
But we shot it all in 10 minutes, all audio too. And we left. I had it together. It came together really well. I think it's still super funny. I still look at the camera like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, we all did. I think, and when I was watching it, I was like, I think now that I remember, we did that. We had to refilm it all, and probably only did 1 or 2 takes.
Yeah,
we were probably looking at the camera and like, all right, that's it. Like,
yeah. I was like, okay, that's it. Like, did you get it?
Is that really? I didn't know. Let's do it. All right. Be a superstar now. So,
how would you do it now if we had to reshoot the episode?
I don't know. I mean, you said it. I think I would try and do like maybe a wider shot to establish the whole room or something like that. Yeah. That way we could see where everybody was situated, like geographically speaking on screen, because I thought that's the part that got a little kind of
muddy where we were all
it didn't quite, like the cuts didn't quite line up, and they were a little. I mean, obviously, we knew we were all in the same room, but they didn't cut to look like we were looking at each other exactly.
I know some of the footage that we didn't use just because it just didn't work at all, and like I think some of the audio got shot. Was me running up the staircase into the hallway trying to find the right room, and then it shows like that I missed the room and going to the wrong room.
Yeah.
I'd like to maybe extend this into more of like a 3-minute thing, and just add a little bit more like context to stuff instead of like, because it's kind of the concept's kind of far fetched of an actor stumbling into a porn audition on accident. Right. And so
it makes more sense if like the regular acting studio or audition room was right next to the porn audition room.
Yeah.
That would have made it funny.
Yeah. I mean, we can look back at it and kind of like talk about it as in like it's kind of funny with like how the Me Too movement started, with like how like it basically was how some people got their roles with like the some of the studio heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so like there's the joke of that in there, but I would have liked to make this a little bit longer and like put a little bit more like backstory into like my character of like how he ends up in that situation. Mm-hmm. And I think that'd be more funny until like I think that'd be more of like a cohesive like bit.
Yeah.
If we add in like how he goes into the wrong room, right? Because like the joke is he goes into the wrong room, but we don't really set that joke up.
Yeah.
Right. Like we kind of know from the beginning that you guys are a porn director and a porn like audition because you're waiting for this girl to show up, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of insinuated.
I think we could have dialed it up a little more to really drive that home, but yeah. I mean that was the whole
yeah.
thing.
So then I stumble in and then you learn. So I feel like maybe making it very clear that I'm an actor trying to make it into the industry.
Yeah.
Right. And I just stumble into the wrong room. So I feel like if we pitched that up more, made that more like apparent, because like I get it, and I don't know if anyone else got
it as quickly.
Yeah. So like making things more clear, making a little bit bigger of a story.
Yeah.
But I think it's a fun watch. It holds up ish.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Did your mom ever see this?
Yeah, my mom saw this one.
And if she thought the drugs one was like too risque, what did she think of this one?
She thought I was going into porn, She's like, Ryan, what are you doing here? And I was like, it's a sketch. It's a funny sketch. And she's like, nah, you're not doing porn, are you? And I was like, Mom, it's a sketch about an actor going into that situation.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't want you doing porn, Ryan. I was like, I'm not. I'm fully clothed the entire time. If anything, Alex is
I got
worse.
closer.
You got closer. And then she's like, Ryan, like this is what happens to actors. And I was like, Mom, it's not gonna happen. Like it's not.
At least not at this level.
Right. I'm the one in charge.
Unless
here.
I want it to happen. Oh my god.
And it's like, Mom, like it's not. We're making a joke. It's like the drug one. And she goes, yeah, you still made drugs look too fun on that one. No, that's not.
Now you're making porn look cool?
Right.
What did we send you to school for?
Well, to get a degree to get a job, which is,
That's true.
I haven't done that yet.
That's true.
So.
Well, you got the degree.
I got the degree.
Yeah.
I didn't get the job in my degree.
Yeah, but a lot of people never get the job in their degree.
No, they don't. Well, my parents also knew they were sending me to college
to just get a
degree. Yeah, it wasn't to really get a job. Yeah. My parents always knew I wanted to do writing. So the deal was because I didn't want to go to college because I didn't see the point of it.
Uh-huh.
So my mom said, "You're going to college." I said, "Okay," and I went. And the deal was, I go, I get a degree whenever I want. I just need a BA, and then after that, it's up to me. So that was the deal. So I got my BA as fast as I could, and got out. And it's actually a good thing I went to college because that's how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think how great my life would be if I didn't meet you.
Yeah, I think about the same thing from my point of view all the time, dude. Although honestly, honestly, I was like thinking back on it. I was like so eager to go to college, and then thinking back on it, I was like, I think the jump was too fast for me. I think I could have benefited
from high school to college.
Yeah, I think I could have benefited from the
CC
route. Yeah, done community college first.
Yeah.
Ease my way into it a little more manageably, I think, and manage my expectations. My only issue with CC, because I knew this happened to so much of my like family members that did the CC route, is like it was never a smooth transition. It was always like, oh, some BS happened. You gotta like stay here like another year and a half. So like instead of doing your general classes or whatever in 2 years, it takes you like 3 or 3.5.
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of guys.
And then you got to do some catch up work, even at like whatever school you end up with, probably because of specific requirements at those. Universities.
I remember one of the friends that we know. He went to CC for I think it was like 3.5 years, and every time he tried to transfer over, the counselor at the CC like made a mistake.
Yeah,
and like it was the counselor's fault.
Yeah.
And they told this guy to take a different class than he should have taken.
Yeah. And
then that class wasn't transferable to the college, and so he had to take another another class, and that class wasn't held until I think 2 semesters later. So like he was trying to think it was trimester or something like that. So he got screwed and had to stay like another like half year at the school because the counselor's mistake.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I heard that story everywhere all the time though. Even at our school,
yeah.
Like I'd hear counselors doing that, and it's such a common thing that I was like. But one thing I did like about UCSB, well, I liked a lot of things actually about the school, but the system that they had that checked your credits with regards to your major and your degree program was super efficient. You could manage all of that yourself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did actually.
It's just a progress. You do a progress check.
You could do a progress check, but also like you literally have a sheet that lines out all the.
Wasn't it a progress check?
No, a progress check was like on one of their like one of the I think it was called Gold.
Yeah.
UCSB Gold.
Yeah.
You could do a progress check there, and it would give you like all of the credits that you had done throughout the history of your time at the school.
Right.
So you had all of the credits that you had completed on there, but you didn't have all the stuff that remained. For that, you had to have a PDF.
Yeah.
At least I did for my major. and then you checked what classes,
Right.
what areas you could.
No, I remember for my major, it had like I needed 180 units in total to graduate college, and then I needed to have, I think, 40 of that be upper division units, and then there were certain classes that I had to take in requirement to even certify the degree.
Yeah. So
It was like if you really tried, and if it was, you could do it on your own.
You totally could.
Yeah.
At least I was able to do that, and that was with like 2 meetings with the counselor, and all they really those 2 meetings really only happened to switch my major.
Okay, so why do you think the jump was too fast for you? Like, what do you mean by the jump was too fast?
Oh, like I wasn't ready for that level. I don't think I was ready for that level of responsibility at UCSB.
Oh, okay.
And independence.
Just like the independence of like running your entire life.
Essentially, because when I was in high school, I mean, everything was still being handled for the most part at home by my parents, right?
Yeah.
And
then you had to go to school.
Yeah, and then like even that, like they just like took me and dropped me off and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I got my license super late. That was another thing.
You got your license after college.
Yeah. But anyway, no, like literally all I had to worry about was school, and then high school and middle school were pretty they were pretty easy for me, personally, because I didn't have to work that hard to get decent grades, except for in the AP classes. Those were tougher for sure.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I always thought I could coast through it because I basically coasted through high school and got really decent grades, and then when I got to college, like it really started kicking my ass because I was not prepared for like I actually needed to be doing serious studying and work and all of that, and I wasn't used to it. So
yeah, see, I had the exact opposite, where I had to study super hard to get like a B.
Yeah.
And
in high school.
In middle school.
Okay.
Like my coasting stopped in 4th grade for me. Right? When my teacher, Mrs. Phillips, discovered that I couldn't spell. And so that was
that is problematic.
Yes. I could spell, but like 4th grade words got a lot harder. And I wasn't putting in a lot of effort into it.
But so, weren't you always reading?
Yeah, it doesn't mean I can learn how to spell, dude. English is hard.
Okay, whatever.
English language doesn't make sense. I can spell Spanish and French. Super easy. I can't spell English words. I can now, because...
Okay. Well, I don't know. I've seen some of your rough drafts.
It's a rough draft. I'm writing as fast as I can. All right, I'm not double checking my grammar.
Okay, whatever. Okay? Anyways, you were saying.
Anyways, yeah. So, so 4th grade. That's when my mom got on me and we started really like working. And then 5th grade, I realized I didn't know how to do math. Yeah. Because I missed something in my other math classes, so that's when I started working pretty hard then. And then 6th grade, my grammar and English was lacking, and then we discovered my root of the problem was I needed glasses, and it went unchecked for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and we didn't know I needed glasses until like halfway through 6th grade, where I missed a lot of like notable lessons, like math, especially math, because math just builds on itself.
Yeah, because it not only does it build on itself, but like, with books, you can follow along if you have a book yourself, but like on math, you really got to be tracking what the teacher's doing.
And if my notes aren't filled out and I can't see the right numbers and like the stuff like that off the whiteboard.
Yeah. And
so I missed like a good chunk of like math in 6th grade, and like I just couldn't get it back. Until like 8th grade, where I ended up getting a tutor and staying after school and like going to lunch with my teacher to help me with my math. I'd go in for lunch and he'd work on my math with me. And,
did he eat lunch?
Yeah, he ate lunch in the classroom with me. We ate lunch together, and then he had like 3 or 4 kids in the class who were failing the class, and I finally pulled a B in the class. Nice. Which was super hard work.
See, and I met other people that like I knew didn't have they couldn't. It wasn't their thing, like where they could just coast through high school and get good grades. Like they had a tough time memorizing stuff, retaining the information and all of that. So they had to work really hard at it. And they were the ones I felt like, I mean, they weren't the only ones that did great in college, but I thought they excelled like in my eyes because they had the work habits in place.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying.
And that's the
like,
most important part.
When I got to high school just got harder because I was in AP classes,
Yeah.
and they like tripled the workload.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got to 12th grade, I knew how to study, I knew how to take notes, I knew how to like focus and like do the things I needed to do. So when I got to college was so goddamn easy.
Yeah.
Like the classes required so much less work. I didn't like high school's AP classes over prepared me by 6 times.
Mm.
So like college was just super simple because like it was just read the book, and that was it.
Yeah.
You go to class, take notes, and read the book. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
And so it was just I had, yeah. I just sort of like it was like yeah. It wasn't an issue by the time I got to college.
Yeah. Well, it was for me, and yeah. I don't think I didn't turn that around till like the last year, so that's why.
We were actually pretty surprised that you did turn it around. I remember. we were taking bets if you're gonna graduate.
Dude, it was a tight window that I made. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the amount of units I needed to get in, and that it was funny because when I switched majors, I realized, oh my god, I'm now behind on the major I'm going to be in. Not only am I behind, but that means I've got to be taking 3 to 4 classes each quarter, which they usually recommend 3.
Yeah.
And that was another one of my mistakes. I would always try and do 4, and then it would never work out. I don't know why I didn't just do the 3.
Oh no, dude, they screwed me because they're like, oh, you should only take 3 units the first quarter, and I only took
3 classes.
Yeah, 3 classes, and it was I should have taken 4 or 5 because like it was just so easy. I only had class 1 day a week.
Well, damn.
And I was like, I should have taken. I told the counselor at the time, I was like, I can handle it. I should take more, and they're like, we're not going to let you. You're only allowed to take 15 units. It was like 12 units at the time. It was 3 classes.
No, they strongly recommended that,
yeah. But I came in late, and so she
was this for orientation?
Yeah, it was orientation.
Oh yeah.
They
only did that.
And she had an attitude with me, and she wouldn't let me take more than 3 classes.
Yeah.
So I had to drop a class that would have been really helpful. And then I just never picked it back up, and I only took 3 classes, and that. Well, I graduated.
That's standard
but,
anyway.
Yeah, I should have taken the 4 classes.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. It was just too easy.
But you could actually go up to like 20 or 18 or something like that if you were insane.
My last year, I was 21 or 22 units.
Okay, yeah. So you could actually get up that high. But yeah, I realized, oh shit, I got this new major. I got to get all these other classes. I lucked out because this new major actually didn't coincide with my other class, but happened to have a lot of stuff covered.
Yeah.
I already happened to have a lot of those classes covered. So I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. But then I knew I needed to get the classes that it required, and then the upper division classes that were necessary. And I was like, and you never know if like they'll even be available during your cycle or your quarter.
Yeah, that's why you need like the higher standings to be able to get the classes.
Or you need to, or being on track is what helps with that, because then you can make sure that you can spread it out, or you've got a good amount of time. And then I ended up getting it by the end, but getting through by the end. But yeah, that was something else. And I honestly think now if I went back to school, I could do a really solid job. But whatever. I mean,
you can get your master's.
Yeah, I could, but what for? I don't know. As in, like, and that's not knocking a master's.
Why would I get a master's?
I'm saying I wouldn't know what to even go for.
Yeah, man, I like lots of debt, so
I don't like that.
Well,
you know what? Maybe with these student loans.
Yeah, you're right. These student loans. I can forget my student loans.
Let's go back to school.
Let's go get $20,000 in student loan debt, man. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Does that end the podcast?
Yeah, talking about units, school education. All
it went from a porn casting to college.
Yeah,
took a pretty serious turn.
Yeah,
I like to see that porn. You start goes from casting to a kid going to college, and
it's a porno that starts with the sex and all that stuff, and then you follow the people as they actually deal with the harsh realities of college
and how
life.
It fucks you,
and how you get screwed over, bills,
left in debt, That I paid
struggling
off.
with the same year,
Yeah.
struggling with your studies and your schoolwork and all of that.
How to figure out how to budget everything properly so you don't so you have money for rent and.
That's really more of figuring out how little food you can eat. Or how many potatoes and eggs you can stomach.
Yeah, how many hot dogs can you eat in a day, in a week, in a year?
Yeah. But yeah. So that's pretty much the podcast. I mean, I can't keep the semi forever, man.